have got cleared to get back on my bike. Yay! After my surgery. And lately, we've been getting some calls at the dealership about how to actually get started riding. What do you need to do? Where to go? What should your first steps be? What should your next steps be? So that's what I wanted to cover this week. If you are interested in motorcycling, make 2022 your year. Get out, learn to ride, have fun, have a grand motorcycling adventure. I cannot say enough how fun this is, and it really lets go of everything else, everything that I'm worrying about, if just for a brief short of time. But then that zen-like feeling carries through once I'm off the bike as well. So it helps improve my mental clarity, it helps me be a better person and more productive throughout the day. So if you are new to motorcycling, if you want to learn more about motorcycling, then be sure to hit that subscribe button right now. And again, this week we'll go over what you need to do, what you have to know before you get into motorcycling. So let's go ride.
My first bike away from the season. For those who don't know me, my name is Dawn, aka Irish Bob's sister, and we are on my way. You are joining me for my ride to work this morning. I currently do work full-time over at Caprara Harley-Davidson. However, I am also a motorcycle mentor and I am a life coach in training. So if you are here to learn more about motorcycles, more about Harley-Davidson, more about what it's like to work at a dealership, then you should go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now. So thanks to rising gas prices, I mean, it just hit an ungodly $4.69 a year for this area, which is pretty rural. And it's the highest I've seen in a long time. So I think that is driving the increase in motorcycle sales, or helping to drive at least the increase in motorcycle sales, because even though bikes these days, especially the newer ones, get the same as, if not better, gas mileage, it's still, I'm still only filling up with 5 gallons, so, and 5 gallons of gas on this bike will get me, I want to say 250 miles, 300 miles, depending on how I ride. So that's pretty good. And a little less painful at the pump, 5 gallons versus 16, 18, 20 gallon, depending on the size of the tank in your car or truck. But still, a lot of people don't know exactly how to get from being a driver to a rider. So here is what you need to know if you want to get into motorcycling this year. Number one, you do need to know how to ride a bicycle. You have got to know how to be able to balance on 2 wheels. If you are planning on learning how to ride a 3-wheeler, something like a Can-Am Spyder or Riker, then that is a separate license. You don't have to know, obviously, how to balance on 2 wheels. If you are wanting to get a tri-glide with the 2 wheels in the back, in New York State, that is still considered a motorcycle, and you do need to have a motorcycle license. And in order to do that, it's best to take the MSF class. And in the MSF class, they will tell you that you need to know how to ride a bicycle. And the other thing that it helps you to know, it's not necessary, but it definitely will help you learn learn motorcycling faster is if you can drive a manual shift car, not an automatic, something that you have to press in the clutch and shift the gears yourself in order to get the car to move forward. That's because if you know how to drive a stick shift, then you know what it's like to work with the motor. You already have that sense of where the engine will engage, where the clutch engages the engine and starts to move that vehicle forward, and you have a feel for that. So if you have that knowledge, again, it's not necessary that you know how to drive a stick. Although if you already have that knowledge, then you will be that much more ahead of the game when it comes to learning how to ride a motorcycle. Now, in the United States, and each state is a little bit different, but typically what you need to do is either get a learner's permit, get a buddy that already knows how to ride, teach you how to ride, get out, go riding with said buddy or buddies, and then go take the motorcycle test at the DMV. That's a little bit hard though, in my opinion, and takes a lot longer. Because now you're working off your buddy's schedule. Your buddy isn't necessarily a certified teacher. I mean, yeah, they might be good at motorcycling, but they don't necessarily know how to teach you how to be good at motorcycling. And then especially if they have like a full-time job, and so you're waiting on them to go ride with you, and then if you get through all that, you still have to go test in front of the DMV. And even though I have a friend at the DMV, we all know that the DMV isn't necessarily the most friendliest of places especially when it comes to road tests. It's a lot of stress. And you're stressed out enough learning how to ride a motorcycle. Because you want to get it right. I get it. I've been there. That's why, well, of course I was fortunate enough when I worked at Harley-Davidson of Atlanta, they had the class right there. So that's why I ended up taking the class at Harley-Davidson of Atlanta when I worked there. In the MSF class, whether it's at a Harley dealership or through a MSF course, you know, like here we've got it at the local community college, their whole job, that is their job. They are teachers, and they will teach you how to ride a motorcycle. They start from the very beginning. There's online classes you can take, as well as the ridden portion of the class, and they supply the motorcycles, so you don't even have to worry about that. Some of them will have the gear that you can borrow, helmets and whatnot, although be sure to check on classes in your area, because that might have changed thanks to COVID. I don't know if they lend out helmets anymore, so just double check in your area. And as long as you pass the written and the ridden portions of the test at the MSF Basic Riders course or Riding Academy with Harley-Davidson, then you will get an MSF card saying that you passed the course, and that's what you take with you to the DMV. You don't have to retest. And it really makes life a lot easier. So there you go. That's what you need to do in order to get your license in the U.S. and start your life on 2 wheels. I will say, after the class, some people do experience a gap. You know, you've got that M endorsement, but now what? How do you get from beginner rider to biker? That is the whole reason that I became a life coach, is to help coach you through that gap. So if you are now, after the class, experiencing that same gap, then please be sure to check out irishbobsister.com. On there, I've got a blog that will give you plenty of tips and tricks to keep the smiles going for miles and coach you through getting that confidence. Oh man, I don't want to wait. It's a long line. We'll go this way. This is nicer anyways, less traffic. Beautiful morning today. Thank you for riding along with me. I do greatly appreciate it. There was something I was going to say. Oh boy. I was talking about the class, what fun it is. A little thing popped in my head to say, and then I was like, no, I'll say that at the end, and now I haven't had my coffee yet. Oh, I remembered. So now is when I want to hear from you. If you are new to motorcycling, what is your next step going to be? Are you looking for a MSF course? The basic riders course? Are you looking to take that? Or are you going to get your learner's permit, get out on the road and go riding with some friends and have them teach you? Either way is fine. It's because when you take the MSF course, it also makes you a better driver. And if you are not new to motorcycling, let me let this guy turn first. If you are not new to motorcycling, if you've been riding a while, then please drop me a comment down below and let me know how you learned to ride. As I hit 70 miles an hour and a 55. Drop me a comment down below and let me know what that experience was like for you as well. I'd greatly appreciate it. And until next week, guys, I hope that you stay safe. Please be kind to one another, especially if they're just learning how to do something. Absolutely, positively ride when you can, because this is wonderful. And have fun. I'll see you guys next week.